Hi friends, Dr. Anuj here, and today I've come to tell you a very small story on karma and reincarnation. A very beautiful story you will connect. Dhritarashtra, after the Mahabharata war, went to Krishna and asked him that, my dear Krishna, I saw that all my 100 sons were killed in front of my eyes. How did this happen? How mercilessly they were killed by Bhima. And Krishna, being the Supreme Personality of Godhead, answered to him, before 50 lives, you had actually gone to kill a sparrow, but that male sparrow went away and you mercilessly killed the 100 siblings of that sparrow. And that's the reason your 100 sons died in front of your eyes. Because you did wrong, wrong came to you. So Dhritarashtra asks, but my dear Krishna, why did it take 50 lifetimes for me to take this birth again? Why didn't the karma come to me right then and there? So Krishna explained that actually you took 50 lifetimes to generate 100 sons, because that also takes lot of punya to generate 100 sons, and that's why you have to take 50 lifetimes. And so it is said in this wonderful story by Krishna that there are 3 types of karma. The 3 types of karma are Kriyamanam karma. Kriyamanam means what you are doing presently. Second karma is called as sthai, the sanchalit karma, the sanchit karma. That is the accumulated karma which comes by your performing of activities presently. When you do Kriyamanam, then it comes to sanchit karma by getting the accumulation of all the activities that you do. And then it converts itself into prarabdha. That is the samam bonum of the goodness that you get after performing kriyamanam and the sanchit karma. So then it gives you a prarabdha. Actually, it's a biggest benediction in this Vedic Sanskriti to know about karma and to know about reincarnation. I was just searching on Amazon and there are books after books on reincarnation. I have myself gone through the book of the greatest psychiatrist called Brian Weiss, and he wrote this book called Many Masters, Many Lives. It has sold more than 1 million copies all over the world, maybe more. And there are so many books like Reincarnation, True Cases of Children, Autobiography of a Yogi. There is Reincarnation, Exceptional Cases. And if you have known that there are beautiful studies going on in the world, and Ian Stevenson, a great researcher, has done more than 3,000 cases today on real life researches on the people who have gone through reincarnation. There are great medical researches going on OBEs, which are called as out of body experiences, NDEs, which are called as near death experiences. There have been great scientific results coming out where a body has been kept into a glass cage and the soul has been known to pass from the body. So there are so many researches going on karma and reincarnation, which is actually a prototype of the Vedic Sanskriti. No other religion, no other exclusive doctrine indoctrinates this wonderful concept of karma and reincarnation. And that's why it was very rightly said in the earlier medieval times, when Megasthenes came, he saw 2 people quarreling in 2 fields on the gold which was found in another person's field, and he said, no sir, this is not my gold, you take it. And the other person was quarreling, no, I have taken this plot of yours, but the gold belongs to you because earlier the plot belonged to you. This was our Vedic Sanskriti, because they knew what is the effect of karma. These 3 types of karma, the Kriyamanam, the Sanchit karma and the Prarabdha are always with us. That's why we see that any situation in an aircraft, some people die, some remain. In the WTC towers, some people were looking after their KG student and didn't go to the WTC chambers when the 9/11 attacks took place. Some were taking place, or some were taking some kind of other activity and they got lost in the bus. Some got late, but they were not killed. Why? It is karma, my dear friends. Whatever you do today is going to come with you throughout the lifetimes. Reincarnation, the greatest benefit, where Krishna says in the 2nd chapter, the 13th verse, he says, Dehinosmin yatha dehe kaumaram yovanam jara tatha dehantara praptir dhiras tatra namuyati. He says in the 2nd chapter, 13th verse, that the embodied soul, as it passes from boyhood to youth to old age, and then it goes to another body after death. It is a continuous cycle, my dear friends. So this cycle is going to go on from the 84 lakh species of life according to our karma. So be wonderful in your karma, because this karma is the projectile which will be taking you via the escape velocity of reincarnation into another body, and that could be a wonderful human body which you can really exhibit in your next life. Because many times people have no answers to questions. If you ask any exclusive religion person, why some people are poor, why some are rich, why some are lame, why some are crippled, why some are begging and some are there in the aristocratic buildings, why some are living in luxury and why some are completely in shambles, why there are Steve Jobs and Bill Gates and why there are people in the downtrodden streets of the shabby Mumbai lanes. Nobody can answer them except for the Vedic Sanskruti. And I'm so surprised that still people are opting for the exclusive religion doctrine which just goes on faith, which just says follow this or you will be going to hell, or follow this or you will be going to heaven. And there are so many people who just say this is one life, just enjoy it, there is no other life. Who sees, who knows what is there after death? Please go through these wonderful scriptures, please go through these scientific researches. And if not, I would just like to end by a small little proverb. People say that life is like an ice cream, enjoy it before it melts away. I would say, live your life like a candle, give light to others before it melts away. Thank you so much, my dear friends.